Hey guys, it is me Romas and welcome back to Katawa Shoujo. This is episode 40. Now for you it's probably been like 2 days or something like that since you last saw the last episode of Katawa Shoujo. But for me it's been like nearly like a week since I last recorded, so it's not so fresh in my mind because I've got family around at the moment. But luckily they're out for today, so I'm using this opportunity to record as much as I can. So I can still have videos out. But I accidentally clicked, because I went to record this, right, and I forgot my microphone wasn't on, so I literally clicked forward and went, hang on, something didn't right. So I've only gone forward one, but it's fine. Oh yeah, in the last episode, we talked on the phone to Lily, and she gave us some good advice that I think it was basically, don't keep, like, treating Hanako like a child, and we got to start looking after ourselves, really, because we're neglecting ourselves as well. But anyway, let's get into the episode. Since talking to Lily yesterday, I've wanted to try and move on from the listlessness I've felt ever since coming to Yamaku. But even if I try to concentrate on the book in front of me, Hanako's empty seat at the back of the classroom looms larger than life. Every time I start getting focused, my eyes flick over to her desk again and my mind starts spinning. Once more, my eyes drift over to it, but this time my vision is blocked by a certain other classmate. Oh, what's her name? It's Miki, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Oh, hey Miki. I don't remember what voice I gave her. She's like a tomboy, isn't she? So let's try to give her some energetic shit or something like that. I don't really remember, sorry. If I don't do a character long enough, I forget what voice I give them. Fuck it, I'm just gonna do it normally. Maybe you should just have lunch. I can hear your stomach growling from my desk. I let my head drop in disappointment. She seems to take some amusement from my reaction and hops up onto my desk. Her grin as she sits on it reminds me that of a Cheshire cat. So, what you working on? Some math. I have a decent handle on it, but I just wanted to revise. Oh, really? Let me see that. Before I can object, she grabs my mathematics book with her hand. She scans the page I was on, holding it open with the one hand she has, her left arm sitting uselessly on her lap. In my time here at Yamaku, I've noticed that the other students have a wide range of adjustment to disabilities on a purely practical level. Miki is one of those who seems to have some trouble. The stump of her left arm tends to be either hanging to by her side, slipped into a pocket, or otherwise put out of the way. Sometimes she has a difficult time doing common tasks, which makes her visibly quite frustrated. I feel a little bad for thinking this way, but I'm thankful that Hanako and I don't have disabilities affecting our freedom of movement to that extent. Then again, if Miki's problem worsened, at least she wouldn't have a real possibility of dying. My attention is refocused as she thumbs through a few pages, skimming their contents with such casual interest in the subject matter. It's clear by now that she won't be of any help. I'm guessing you're not too interested in this stuff. Screw math, it's boring as hell. I don't like English personally. I preferred maths over English, but I don't know why I brought up English, but I'm like, that's my reaction to English. I hate it. I just hate it. She puts the book back in front of me with indifference. Her eyes move to the notebook beside it that I'd been working out practice equations on. Wait, you're actually able to work that stuff out? Yeah. Wow. I've never talked to a computer with legs before. Thanks, I think. At least I'm doing better than history. I like history, I'm pretty good at history. Well, I used to be. Like, I'm good at, like, just talking about it, but when I have to, like, write essays and shit, that's just a common thing for me. I'm great about talking about things, but when it comes to actually writing it, boom, I shut down. I'm shit at that. Think it's worth asking the librarian for help? I heard she's shooting for uni. Ah, Yuko. Maybe. I don't know what she wants to study, though. So, what about you? Got anything you're thinking of doing after you graduate? Me? Nah, not really. Just enjoying it while it lasts. She looks a little awkward when asked about her future, and absent-mindedly rubs her left forearm. I kind of want to ask her about it, but I don't think I know her well enough to do so. The conversation peters out, and I lean back in my chair, giving up on the prospect of studying. Miki notices my tired expression and looks oddly serious. Thinking about Hanako? Is it that obvious? You've been glancing at her seat and you've been pretty quiet. Not too hard to connect the dots. I'm just worried about her. Yeah, I can see why you would be. She can get weird sometimes. She sounds put off, but I can't blame her. Hanako was a hard person to interact with before she warmed up to me, even with Lily around to help. I haven't known her for that long either, so some of her habits would be still unknown to me. My face becomes troubled. If I hadn't developed feelings for her, this would at least be easier to deal with. I mean, no offense, she isn't a bad person, I know that much. I know, I didn't take it that way, it's just harder to deal with, when, you know, you have feelings for someone. Yeah, I can imagine that. It's hard to forget something like that with what happened to her during class too. I wish she hadn't reminded me of that. She just confirmed that it was clearly noticed by others in the room as well. Come on, don't get that down. She's done this before. You've just got to wait it out. She locks herself in a room and acts like an empty husk of a person for a sizable amount of time, ever since she entered Yamaku, if not before, then as well. I am not supposed to be concerned about that? Well, I might think that, but there's nothing I can do. I can't force her to come out, and she does see a therapist, so it's not like she isn't getting any help for her issues. Maybe it's natural to think that way when you're so powerless to help someone. That's just the way she is, and you just have to deal with it. As I mull over things, I notice a movement out of the corner of my eye. I glance to see who it is, and end up doing a double take. Speak of the devil, look who it is! Sure enough, it's Hanako. She walks through the door just as she would any normal school day, and begins to move towards her seat in her usual silent and humble manner. She looks at me for a moment before blushing and looking away in embarrassment, which makes me realize that I was staring at her. I feel sorry for that, but not doing it is hard after all that's happened. The girl sitting on my desk looks at me grinning. See, your sweetheart is back already. What did I tell ya? You be quiet. It might only be meant as a joke, but she hits close enough to make me feel quite uncomfortable. As we talk, someone calls Miki's name from the door. She jumps down from her vantage point on my desk before turning to me. Gotta go. Hisao, remember to eat sometime, will ya? Fine, I will. See ya. She gives a casual salute before jogging over to the door, where a male student in the gym uniform is waiting for her, probably someone from the track and field club. Seizing the opportunity, I get up and make my way to Hanako's desk. Hello. Do you know what? That's going to be the end of the episode, because in the next episode we now have something cheerful to do. Well, I'm hoping it's cheerful at least, but we'll be able to spend some more time with Hanako, who now seems to be... I don't know, it just looks like to me. If she's come back to class, then surely she must be feeling a bit better. But anyway, guys, join me in the next episode when we speak to Hanako some more.